Okay, so I suppose now's good a time as any. I took the time, I recorded the videos, started to edit them, chop here, piece it in here, but Jose Aldo's gonna have to fight Korean Zombie because just today's Friday the 14th. Dana White posted on Twitter about 1:30 that Anthony Pettis actually blew his knee and he's going to be out of their title fight at UFC 163. To me, it just seems like Anthony Pettis is the most fucked over fighter that's ever lived. I've never seen somebody, he comes to the UFC, he's supposed to get the belt. I mean, well, no, he's not. He fought Ben Henderson as a lightweight, and we had a lightweight champion, Frankie Edgar, who he never got to fight. Of course, he lost to Clay Guida, and it set him back a little bit. And this was years ago, man. This is when the UFC absorbed WEC. Pettis was wearing the belt. He had the strap. He was set and ready to fight the UFC's champion to unify the belts. It just never happened. He's never got to fight a 5-round fight, not once in UFC career. And he's this close. Date set. The Aldo camp accused him of cutting in line because people like Ricardo Lamas, who's now left without an opponent because Sung Jung was his opponent, I believe on the same card. So Sung Jung's his opponent on the exact same card. And I've seen on Twitter before, and I've seen on other posts that the Korean Zombie's been calling out Jose Aldo for a long time, especially after he beat Dustin Poirier as a 3-1 underdog. And that's when I really started. Well, I really started to take notice of Korean Zombie when fucking everybody started wearing the Korean Zombie shirts. And his performance against Leonard Garcia when WEC was doing their one and only pay-per-view, fantastic card, totally worth the money. It was Faber versus, yeah, actually, it was Faber Aldo. Faber versus Aldo in WEC. They just put on just fistic fireworks. So I've always been a huge fan, and he's always the underdog. He's ranked. I mean, he's a top tier guy. You know what I mean? You can never count him out, but you can never count out Jose Aldo either. Who would have ever expected Jose Aldo to throw that kick off the fence, like he bounced off the fence and threw a Superman punch when he was fighting Frankie Edgar in his last outing. I believe that was a razor thin decision as well. So I mean, we could see some controversy. We could see some submissions. We're definitely going to see some good some good grappling and superior striking skills. I think Sung Jung's going to take this fight dead serious. There's not going to be, it's not going to be a devastating loss. I feel like they match up fairly well. Unfortunately, I would have to go with the original card was good. I liked it. I like Pettis and Aldo matching up. Finally, he gets a chance to reclaim what was his in one weight class lower, but nonetheless be a champion and in the UFC. In that way you can say you're now a 2-time champion. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do that. Jose Aldo blew his knee, pulled out UFC 163. Korean Zombie takes his spot. Korean Zombie's 13-3. The card does take place in Brazil, so it'll be Aldo will be the hometown favorite. I'm absolutely positive. And I just read some statistics on Brazil. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was like some fighters went. It was Brazilian versus American or Brazilian versus Canadian. When they're in Brazil, they win. They win. They win. They win. So I mean, he's really gonna have to bring it. You know what I mean? I wasn't afraid. I wasn't thinking, he's really gonna have to bring it with so much anyway with Pettis because he's American. You have Sung Jung, who trained with the Korean top team for a long time, left Korean top team to pursue his dream of making his own MMA gym. So hired his own coaching staff and does his own thing now. His last fight it was fantastic. His fight before that was fantastic. The first fight I ever saw him in was fantastic. And I don't see this one being any different. Just to touch a little bit on UFC 162 because I'm just so pumped about this. UFC 161 goes down tomorrow night, and I don't even care. Shogun's off the card. Shogun in Little Nog. We're gonna do it, and I really really like that fight. And then I heard Chael and Shogun were gonna do it. I really 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 like that fight. And then they cut it, and they put in I think it was a heavyweight bout. Miocic, Stipe Miocic, or however you say his last name, versus Roy Nelson instead. Um, I'll be watching. Of course, I'll be watching and I'll be doing the post show. But I'm all about Chris Weidman. I think this guy's got the goods. And just to prove it, how well rounded he is, he's actually 9-0, and 3 of those wins come by submission, 3 come by knockout, and 3 come by decision. That's how good the kid is. That's how well rounded he is. He pulled off an amazing standing guillotine in the UFC. Pounded out, I think, number 3 ranked middleweight contender, and I mean, what else does Chris Weidman have to do to prove himself? Have you seen that? I mean, how bad he dominated Mark Munoz in that fight? I just watched it, again yesterday. Watched it closely. He never gave him an inch. He never let him breathe. He was on him from the opening bell. The first round was no question a 10-8, and then it was all just downhill. As soon as the ref said get it on, it was all downhill for anybody that's gotten in his kid's way. And I was a doubter at first too. 9-0, you're a rookie, but he reminds me so much of a young John Jones. John Jones was what, 10-0 when he fought Shogun. So it's really the record thing, or 10-1, excuse me. He has a disqualification against Matt Hamill, but that's this kind of stuff doesn't bother me. The record. Phil Baroni, huge Phil Baroni fan. I think that guy gives everything, his heart and soul when he fights. But I mean, what is he, 15 and 18? Still a fan. So yeah, I'm an MMA fan. I'm gonna die an MMA fan. But all this Chris Weidman hype, the bandwagon that I'm on, the hype that I bought into. My official pick is going to be Anderson Silva. Here's why. The guy finds a way to win no matter what. I've seen him do things that I didn't know existed. I've never seen done, especially not in mixed martial arts, let alone like point fighting karate competitions. Like the front kick to the face to Vitor Belfort. Vitor trained for that fight. Don't think that Vitor is a slouch and didn't want to beat Silva, because that's not the case. The case is that he trained hard. He trained in all areas. He had a full training camp in all areas, was healthy as could be, and he did not expect that front kick to the face. Especially, and if he did, he certainly didn't think the fight was going to end like that. Just KO. Front kick to the face. Now you see it done all the time. John Jones with spinning elbows. Chris Weidman with this incredible control. A lot of people were calling him like a scaled down version of Chael Sonnen. I completely disagree. Wholeheartedly disagree. This guy fights like the new breed. Only it's very rare that you get finishes. We're seeing more and more unanimous decisions, split decisions whatsoever. I can't stand it when they look at the clock, see 30 seconds, and hang on for dear life. I just can't stand that. Good thing is Chris Weidman doesn't fight like that. Anderson Silva doesn't fight like that. Shogun certainly doesn't fight like that, and neither do Aldo, Pettis, or the Korean Zombie for that matter. So every fighter that I've documented in this video are pure finishers. I'm fans of them all. I'm just super pumped for UFC 162. UFC 161 goes down tomorrow night. Afterwards, I'll do a post show, and I hope you tune in. Now's the time. I was gonna relaunch the channel with a good, nice edited video where I was, kind of camera ready, or at least a little bit. But now's, no time like the present. Love you guys. Love MMA. Subscribe, like, comment. What do you think? Isn't Anthony Pettis the most screwed over fighter in MMA? It's just, it's luck. Maybe he's not meant to be champion yet. Maybe it's fate. Maybe it's just not his turn yet. I don't know what it is. It's just setback after setback after setback. But I'm excited with the matchup. But what I really want to know is how you feel. So please feel free to leave a comment, subscribe. Weekly videos, guys.